Ladies and gentlemen, to this wonderful Monday night cast of CEA Open. I'm CDAP and I'm here joined by my friend King of Dopenshire.
How's it going? We have an exciting match tonight. We have University of North Carolina Chapel Hill versus North Carolina State University B team, and this is probably the closest rival game you're gonna get in March. So I'm hyped.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the edge of my seat here. This is a good ACC rivalry. Two schools that are within a good 20 minutes of each other. Personally, I am an attendant of NCSU, so I do want to see my boys do well. However, I do think it's going to be a nice, exciting matchup that will really, hopefully, take the place of some sports action that we're going to unfortunately miss.
Yeah, and with that, we're gonna get right into our first map. Villa NC State opted to pick this map with Chapel Hill defending first. Let's see what the bans are. We're gonna get right into the banning phase here. Chapel Hill gonna ban their attacking operator first. Looks like they're gonna ban away the Thatcher. Very common ban this season on the attacking side.
Yeah, definitely a really common ban, just usually because he's just such a powerful operator in denying any use of those defensive gadgets. He essentially counters almost every defender in the game. So, why not just go ahead and get rid of him, make your life a little bit easier?
And we are gonna bring the Jackal ban out from the side of North Carolina State. And that's definitely interesting because they are on attack, but they're pretty much saying that they won't need Jackal to roam clear on this attacking side, which Jackal definitely helps clear out roamers on a map such as Villa, where roamers are pretty rampant. And then they're going to get their defense ban right here, banning away the Mira.
Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and remove both of those Spanish operators. I guess they really aren't feeling the color purple in this instance. But the main thing with the Jackal ban is it's gonna allow those defenders to sort of use that basement that doesn't get used as much. That's sort of like a good rotate path. It's almost like a pipeline all the way across the map for any roamers that want to pop in and out.
Yeah, and then now we're going to start off with our very first round of the night. It is your week 6 Monday night matchup, almost a Tuesday. We're not quite there yet. That's a tomorrow problem, but we're going to start off with UNC taking us to Trophy Stat, second floor.
Yeah, it definitely is a very strong site that we have seen a little bit of a shift away from the Aviator Games room. The meta has sort of evolved to most people preferring to defend trophy and statue, as we are seeing in this instance.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that mirror being out, UNC's not really going to have the best of times defending the Aviator Games room, especially because they won't have those mirrors looking into study. And as you said, they're going to opt to take this site here first at Trophy Saturator. We are going to get some 6 picks coming out. We'll see who they are and then get right into the round. I'm excited for these lineups. It looks like NC State's going to bring that double hard breach, but UNC is going to be bringing up other operators instead. Looks like they have the Pulse, very common pick for Villa.
Yeah, it's definitely a really common pick, and that's where Andrew Ryan's especially going to shine most likely in this instance. When you can whip out that IQ scanner, you can sort of go on your little bit of a wild goose chase. So you're going on your witch hunt to try to see if you can catch that pulse looking through walls with his cardiac scanner in front of his face.
Yeah, and I'm kind of excited because ever since Void Edge dropped last week, we do have the new observer interface, and you can see it here on the screen. And it's definitely exciting. You can see a lot more as we are focused on Taco from NC State and Leary right here. You can see a lot more of the gadget, the utility. Both those lifeline charges are shown there as we get a lot more info. So you guys not only have us, but you also have that overlay to keep track of stats.
Yeah, it definitely is a very good way to get that extra little bit of insight. Like you can see drone usage. Whenever you're highlighted over player, you can see in order kills, assists, deaths, and then right next to that triangle is anytime they get a plant of the diffuser or a defuse. which is really interesting to see exactly how somebody does have an impact on the round.
Yeah, and with that, we're already gonna have. Ooh, Send Help is actually gonna take down Leary, getting the first pick for UNC, putting them in a decent spot as that's a thermite down. They only have the Hibana to push into sight.
Yeah, and that's Diffuser actually going down inside of that master bedroom. However, Taco is going to go ahead and get a refrag onto Sweetfan, who's playing the Legion here at near 90s. Now they can possibly get some sort of pinch in as Doki is going to hopefully follow in and get some map control as Taco does go ahead and just miss the shots barely onto the mute. It's just a really unfortunate instance here, but Koala is going to go ahead and flank him out now and down him and finish him off with a knife.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be pretty big. Getting that frag onto that Sophia is Bobby Ross gets a C4 from below, I believe, onto Bungo. Definitely going to be devastating as now it's just up to Doki and Andrew Ryan for NC State to bring this back.
And so we will be having a rehost coming in after this game, but after the action phase was called this round, we'll go ahead and go as planned here. And now in a 2v4 situation, there's no hard breach left on the board. However, Andrew Ryan does have a little bit of action left in him. He will go ahead and take off the head of Send Help as Doki also does get a knife kill onto Send Help, making this returning this situation to a 2v2 and highly winnable as the diffuser is in hands.
Yeah, definitely good for NC State bringing this comeback. It looks like our missing player did return, but in the meantime, we have this epic 2v2 standoff with only about 30 seconds left in the round. We have a very close game here as Andrew Ryan is pushing up from bathroom into astronomy, but Koala has the sight line from Trophy.
And he actually will get taken out by the LMG, the G8A1, coming in clutch here for Andrew Ryan, as now only Boofy is left on site, and unfortunately will just have Andrew Ryan going absolutely nuclear and just taking out any defenders that lay in his wake and taking this round back into the hands of NCSU.
Yeah, definitely very strong for them. They had a player disconnect during the middle of the round, and they were down to about a 2v4 situation, but they managed to come back, definitely kept their cool, and won themselves the first round, as you said. And now we're going to go back to Trophy Sanctuary. Not seeing too much of a lineup change from the attackers. Let's see what UNC decides to change in order for them to grab this round.
Yeah, it's definitely always a hard situation in the instance where you have just sort of like the heroics from Andrew Ryan really were what won the round here for NCSU. He came in, he got his 3K in, and he just sort of allowed the momentum to keep on swinging in as he was able to pick up diffuser and get the proper refrag. So now if you're in UNC's shoes, you're definitely going to try to tweak exactly how you played that instance. You had the man advantage, however, they did over peak a little bit. They sort of over rotated, and they do need to sort of stay a bit more composed as they go into this next round.
Yeah, I mean, they're already bringing the Mozzie, which is definitely going to help a lot. They're not bringing the Pulse, even though that did net them a kill from the previous round. It might be a smart idea, as Andrew Ryan currently 3-0 on the IQ. That's definitely formidable, and when you're playing Pulse, your biggest weakness is that IQ. So definitely a smart choice. Going to slow down the droning from NC State, and that's going to hurt them a little bit, slowing them hopefully just enough to put a little pressure and win the round. They definitely need a round win here. Don't want to start off defense losing twice in a row.
Yeah, and I'm definitely a sucker for that mute Mozzie combination, who just works so well in synergy to deny any sort of drone intel. And as an attacker, you can really think of your drone as an extra life, and you throw that into a room, you can see exactly where those defenders might be sitting in the corners, and if your drone dies, that would have been you if you went ahead and just flew straight in.
Yeah, and the higher level of competition, the more important drones are. So, if you're playing your classic copper ranked with me, then, droning isn't as important. But here, when you have teams that rely on droning each other out and getting those entry frags, that's pretty dangerous. We're going to have Koala here from UNC camping near Bicycle Storage, looking to try to get a peek outside. Not going to find anyone, but Andrew Ryan's drone is going to be close by, could be spotted early on.
Yeah, and there's definitely a lot of roamers off site here, taking a whole lot of map control for UNC. They have they have the control of 90 here, which Doki might just go ahead and run into a gunfight. However, will opt to just go ahead and go down the stairs. Never mind, proving me wrong here, as Andrew Ryan does go ahead and join him. Taco does get a shot onto Sweet Fan, and now the Legion is off of the board. However, there are still two roamers downstairs, and we saw when they rotated up last time that could spell trouble for these NCSU attackers.
Yeah, having that Legion down is going to hurt. As it's not even halfway through the round. That's about half the goos aren't going to be able to be placed. However, as you said, Koala is coming from behind. NC State's going to have to watch Bungo trying to take out those mute jammers, trying to get through anything they can. Going to see Andrew Ryan is there in the corner and is going to open it up as Doki gets a kill on the Koala as Bungo also gets sent help, putting it at a 2v5 for NC State.
Here, and now the IQ actually will get a really unfortunate drop here as Bobby Ross does go ahead and remove the hero himself, Andrew Ryan, off the board. Now it's a 1v2, and now Bungo will also get taken out by Boofy. Now it's a 3v1 retake situation, 3v2, pardon me, with 2 nitros left on the board. However, Doki will just go ahead and get aggressive and take out the mute sitting on site. Now the Mozzie has a full rotate, and time is definitely not on his side as the timer of the diffuser is slowly ticking away. Now, it is going to be a very difficult task for him. He's going to go ahead and peek his ankle. Seems to be knowing that the Zofia is there, but unfortunately will not win the gunfight against Taco. And NCSU will go ahead and take round 2 of Villa.
I really love what Ubisoft has done with the Observer overlay. We can see the seconds tick down on that diffuser. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it takes 7 seconds to defuse the diffuser. So if that clock hits 7, you know the round is over. So it's very more intense to see the time tick down and realize that this player has to take out 3 more opponents and get the defuse in 28 seconds.
Yeah, this definitely seemed to be a mountain a little bit too tall for Bobby Ross to climb by himself. On the Mozzie, however, there will be a site switch as UNC will opt to go ahead and switch over to Aviator Games Room to try to get a bit more luck on their defenses.
Yeah, and in defense of UNC, this is NC State's map pick. So they have the upper hand in the fact that, at least from what I've seen, Villa's pick rate is a little bit less than it was in previous seasons, and NC State definitely seems very versatile in at least their attacking strategy on Trophy Sanctuary. Definitely smart for them to pick it, but they still have more rounds to go. They have a lot of players fragging out. Both Taco, Doki, and Andrew Ryan are sitting at a 3.0 kill death ratio, and that's very good 2 rounds into the game for your team.
Yeah, you definitely want those, and they're all on these fragging operators. You see a Zofia and Ash and IQ, and that's definitely the 3-prong attack that you want, and we've seen so prevalent in Pro League, such as teams like TSM. When you have just 3 people that are you're comfortable with them taking the proper map control and getting the picks that you need, it really does allow your team to shine and sort of prosper into the exact way that you want.
And we are going to actually see the Echo come out here from Boofy, not taken off the board for once in a while here at CEA. That Echo is going to be very useful late in the round. We saw Boofy throw a drone through that hatch at the beginning. Definitely going to have one camped up and study. Probably another one in Vault or 90 hallway. I wouldn't be surprised, but NC State is going to look to start taking master bedroom side first.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be sending this IQ down below to try to drone herself out and maybe destroy these electronics through the floor with that gadget that we see prevalent so much. However, we will see, in addition, there is sort of a hard breach team trying to take over the study control as Leary's getting really aggressive with the diffuser and just going ahead and pushing into antechamber where he will unfortunately get taken out by the Jaeger of Koala here. And now with 2 more players playing late on the flank, there's an Ash and Zofia coming in from Master side, trying to pinch out here. But speaking of that, Bungo just go ahead and rip the head off of Koala, and Andrew Ryan does get the kill onto Bobby Ross over Sweet Fan. Will go ahead and take out Bungo. Now in a 3v3 situation with a minute and 50 left on the clock, the diffuser is down into the hands of the defenders.
Not only that, but Boofy and Sweet Fan are still alive, so that's the Echo and the Legion still up. And the more the time ticks down, the more deadly those operators are. We also have Send Help with those iron sights. Just watching that Aviator door is going to rush out, is going to send some shots, and actually going to take down Taco. A little bit of missed spray from both of them, but Send Help will come out victorious. leaving it just up to Little Doki and Andrew Ryan. Two top frags, and Little Doki's actually going to take a lot of damage in Classical Hallway.
Yeah, now with that health down below 25, the audio is going to get a little bit more distorted here, but Andrew Ryan is going to go ahead and take Zen health out from the back and unfortunately will not be able to take out Sweet Fan. Now with 2 minutes or a minute left on the clock, it's a 2v1 and there's a whole lot of goo mines protecting the doors that the Ash might have to go ahead and run through. However, Legion has gotten nerfed in the fact that there is no more initial startup damage on those goo mines, in addition to not being able to see those outlines unless they are in a direct line of sight.
Little Doki is going to drone out Aviator Game Group. However, Boofy is still on those Yaokai cameras, and that's going to be potentially deadly. However, Little Doki is going to spot someone out, is going to shoot through the wall, not going to connect any shots, is going to be taken down by Boofy from Vault, giving UNC their first round win of the night.
Yeah, this is just some really patient play from Boofy. He's using his cam as intel and relaying exactly all that information to his teammates. So they were able to piece together and create a nice crossfire that just seemed too much for Doki to handle by himself.
Yeah, and UNC definitely deserved that round when playing very well. Their roamers did a lot early game, and then when it came down to it, their anchors just did what they had to do and got them their round win. NC State definitely wants to keep this lead though, as they're fighting for a chance to play in the playoffs here, sitting at third in their division. They need this win really bad, and they're going to keep the same lineup. It looks like, however, Bobby Ross on UNC is going to pick up the vigil.
Yeah, it's most likely a choice how exactly they've been playing that NCCU has seemed to do a lot of drone work. So when you go ahead and pick up that Mutant Mozzie combo to deny it even more, you add a Vigil into the mix and sort of just adds an extra ripple into that combination of I don't want you to know exactly where I am. We're gonna go ahead and take away one of your best assets as an attacker.
Yeah. Also, another interesting switch up. Lil Doki's gonna opt to pick up the Fuse and Fuse Elite at that. That's gonna be an interesting pick because that's gonna allow them to really clear out some of those rooms with the Fuse charges, and we don't actually see Fuse picked a lot here at this level.
Yeah, I have to think that that definitely comes down to they most likely were predicting a kitchen or living room hold. However, UNC has just opted to go back to the site that they have lost twice. Maybe know they're comfortable enough and they have their feet under their ground. If they feet under them on the ground, so maybe they're going to go ahead and try out this site once again.
We're gonna have a little Doki going up to the roof. Looks like running, I believe that was reflex, maybe at
I believe
what
Red
at
Dot.
USSR Red Dot on there. But not too much they can do currently, as well. Doki's gonna have to get some control over by Master Bedroom. As I say that, Bobby Ross is taken out by Leary, getting a nice opening pick for NC State.
Yeah, the Vigil wasn't able to hide quite long enough from those drones. And as soon as it was a little bit of a jump scare when that cloak did go ahead and get removed. Now Leary will be getting aggressive in trying to go ahead and get this breach in here, trying to place it on the ground actually to avoid the presence of these mute jammers. But for Send Help, we'll go ahead and launch one of those Artilla Electric Claws on here. However, the timing will not be... Will it? Oh, did it get breached? Partially? No,
Looks
it
like it.
does. The
Looks like
bottom
it
got breached.
partially got reached at the bottom. However, Taka's going to take out Send Help, so it looks like NC State might not need that hole after all, as they did just light up another member. Taking out Andrew Ryan is going to take out Koala.
Sweet Fan will get a trade onto Taco holding 90. However, now Boofy is on the ground with no health left. Leary does push in through bathroom over, is instantly refragged out by Sweet Fan, who's getting quite aggressive and swinging the bathroom as the rest of these NCSU attackers now no longer have here. Andrew Ryan will get a TK onto Bungo. Now the diffuser is in the hands of the attacker. However, Doki will just go ahead and come right in with that AK-12 and ruin any hopes that UNC had of clutching this round.
Yeah, and it's looking like UNC Chapel Hill is not liking Trophy Statuary. I would not be surprised if they did in fact switch it up for Kitchen Hold, and that's probably exactly what we're going to see. Yeah, they're going to go kitchen, dining room, first floor. And now that fuse pick could come in very handy if they opt for it here. Looks like Doki is going to hover the fuse. Might see a six pick off of it. We're not sure what we're going to get from UNC either quite yet.
We'll see a smoke who most likely will be playing in that memorial area, trying to sort of deny any entrance with those smoke canisters as his elite skin in conjunction with Boofy's elite mute. The Shotgun Brothers themselves here. They also are going to be bringing the Valkyrie for that little bit of extra intel gathering, as the mute will go ahead and six pick onto Goyo to bring even more denial of any sort of control of sight.
And this is going to be an interesting round because this is the first round where we're really going to see a lot of verticality used. We saw Bobby Ross run the pulse the first round, and then Andrew Ryan used that IQ scanner to kind of get a little bit of verticality onto Bobby Ross. But besides that, we haven't seen too much of it. But having that fuse pick on Lil Doki is definitely going to be very advantageous because not only are the cluster charges going to be there, but those breaching charges are going to let NC State just open up that floor and peer from master bedroom into below. The key is they're going to have to take out master bedroom first, and it looks like Koala is going to sit up there along with Bobby Ross, putting a black eye, maybe 3 or 4, and definitely not 4, upstairs to watch over master bedroom.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing of this round is going to be the exact utility use of Andrew Ryan in this instance. He does have that IQ scanner, and he's definitely going to have to go ahead and remove all of those black eye cameras of Valkyrie as quickly as possible, as there are definitely a whole lot of nitro cells on the side of the defenders. So Bunko will just go ahead and get a free pick on a Koala, who seemed like he was trying to spawn peek over getting a little bit over aggressive, and the Habana was just having none of it.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you want to see. Bungo already has decent control of that closet. Not only that, but it looks like they might have control master bedroom, and that's going to be deadly. It's not even a minute into the round. They already have verticality control. Leary is kind of pinned in washing room. Can't really get any closer, but Sweet Fan has already used 2 smokes as Lil Doki is going to take out Boofy, sorry, from above, and Andrew Ryan is also going to take out Bobby Ross. The cluster charge kill and the AR kill coming out right in succession, putting UNC in a very bad spot.
Andrew Ryan will get a second TK here. Unfortunately, that is a very nice shot, but onto the incorrect team. Leary has gone ahead and pushed up into sight here, and the smoke will now get fed out, but not finished by the IQ. Now Leary will go ahead and take. Nope, there's still 1 HP here on the Sweet Fan. However, Doki will just go ahead and use those vertical holes he created to remove him off the board and take yet another round for NCSU on attack.
That was definitely an interesting round. We saw a cluster charge kill. Don't see that too often. We saw not only a second team kill in a row for Andrew Ryan, but we also saw a nice little trade between Send Help and I believe it might have been Lil Doki, or no, it was Leary on NC State. Yes. So lot happening in a short amount of time, but we're gonna go back to Aviator Games Room, which so far has proved to be the only site that UNC has been able to hold.
Yeah, it's definitely still a strong site. However, I think we do have to go ahead and say a little bit of a disclaimer that with how the meta has shifted, I wouldn't necessarily say Villa's a 100% defender-sided map anymore. Depending on exactly how teams play, it can definitely shift towards a bit more attacker-sided. So seeing this 4-1 isn't like absolutely spelling the end of UNC like you might think it did maybe back a couple of seasons ago. There is a little bit of hope still left shining in their eyes if they are going to go ahead and win this round to make it 4-2.
Yeah, and I mean, this is NC State's map, so if NC State did win, all UNC would have to do is win their map and tie up the night. And really, the ball's in NC State's court because they really need this win to get into the top 2 of their division, up from their current 3rd position to get into playoffs. And they're going to be pushing here, as although they have a 3-round lead, as you said, anything can happen, especially after this round where we go into the half. UNC on attack, they could pull out a lot of wins against NC State right here.
Yeah, definitely nothing's written in stone here, and I know NCSU is going to be gunning to get as many points as possible because they do want to go ahead and leapfrog Pennsylvania College of Technology. That is a good little rivalry that's almost as big as this UNC Chapel Hill versus NCSU rivalry that we see.
We are actually going to see Bobby Ross pick up the dock. First time we're going to see that operator play tonight. Definitely going to use that ACOG for these long sight angles into study. We already have Andrew Ryan droning out the basement floor, and they're already going to push one of the roamers from UNC up those main stairway. And actually, Taco is going to be taken down by Kroala from the stairs. Going to be cautious, however, knows that someone might be nearby, opting not to go for the finish, backing off.
And here there actually will be another roamer down. Lingering Sweet Fan is sitting in, I believe that is a dining room here, as Koala did go ahead and make his grand escape back to site, dodging drones and using the pre-fire of his 416C cover any sort of way he could have been deleted. However, Leary is going to go ahead and use a floor breach again to open up the angles, and Bungo will go ahead and use that to his advantage to take out Bobby Ross. Andrew Ryan will go ahead and take off the Legion of Sweet Fan. Now they have this bottom floor control, and actually Taco might actually have a chance to be picked up as his life is slowly drifting away. However, it is unfortunate here as Corolla will go ahead and get the delayed takeout from the bleed out of the entry Ash.
And that's great as Bungo takes out Koala, ending that double kill streak. Bungo doing very well here, having a nice control of that part of 90 hallway, but gonna have to push in, fire some shots into vault and behind the bar. Not gonna connect, but is gonna try to open up into vault.
Yeah, that's gonna force out this Boofy on the Echo. He's not going to be in a safe location anymore. However, the legs are going to go ahead and get shot here as Andrew Ryan. Actually, no, Bungo goes ahead and steals the kill almost, and Help does go ahead and refrag onto Andrew Ryan. But he is unfortunately locked out of sight with the diffuser going down. There's a ping here. He's going to go ahead and try to wallbang. Actually, the nitro cell will not reach far enough, and he will get Bungo coming back out of the post plant. Now, a 1-for-1 situation. There's still 36 seconds left on the clock. He has gone ahead and used the breaching holes that NCCU have made to his own advantage. However, Doki is playing very passive all the way on the other site. There is some pings coming in from, I believe, Echo drones, some wallbang attempts coming out from Send Help. He might just go ahead and stick it here with 15 seconds left. He does go ahead and pop up and take out Doki to get the triple kill for his clutch to make and end out this half at 4-2.
Yeah, and as we could see, had well over double the time needed to defuse that diffuser. Definitely good showing from UNC, picking up 2 rounds, both on Aviator games in that half. We are going to switch to NC State defending, UNC Chapel Hill attacking, and I'm excited to see what UNC brings differently to the table. And also with NC State, what are they going to do differently? They are already going Aviator games, but we're going to see how these lineups differ between the teams.
Yeah, you really do want to see this round or this pure fragging ability from Andrew Ryan continue into the next half, as he will go ahead and pick up the Jaeger, which is definitely a fragging operator. He will most likely be roaming and trying to take up and slow down the attacking path of the UNC Chapel Hill attackers.
Yeah, we are going to get pretty much some fresh lineups here. Lil Doki's gonna 6-pick onto the Frost. Not a pick we see too often. We're gonna have Koala on the Capital, Send Help on the Maverick, and Boofy on the Gridlock. Definitely unique lineups coming out, and the Frost is gonna stick. Not someone we see too often, but can definitely be a little wrench just to throw at UNC, sorry, because you don't see a Frost too often here in CEA.
Yeah, definitely. I have seen Leary in a game that I did cast for them on the side go ahead and run into a Frost trap. So sometimes using trap operators such as Frost and Capcan can really, as the round goes down, there's a couple seconds left, you have to get in sight. You're not really thinking exactly of, oh, there might be a Frost mat on the ground, there might be a Capcan trap on the door. So that might be exactly what NCSU is trying to relay in and sort of abuse in this instance.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Those operators are kind of like Legion and Echo, where the longer they're alive, or not even the longer they're alive, but the later into the round, the deadlier they are. The only difference with Frost and Capcan is if they're dead, their ability still matters because when you've 2 minutes left to check for Frost traps, it's pretty easy. But when you're trying to rush in the last 20 seconds, get 2 kills, and plant the diffuser, you're not going to be checking for those Capcans. And that collateral damage it can do to you and your teammates could be enough to either kill you or put you at a major disadvantage. Speaking of that, we're already seeing a large gunfight coming out here. Taco is going to get away unscathed from living room, but Sweet Fantas are going to have some drones coming in living room. Andrew Ryan's going to come in, not going to hit too many shots. Is going to be brought down to about half health in the standoff.
Yeah, it does seem Sweet Fan. We'll just go ahead and take the map control away and just hop right out the window. He knows that he's the hard breacher here, as Bobby Ross and Boofy both go ahead and take out the heads of any roamers. Actually, that is an on-site smoke here, but Andrew Ryan will go ahead and get a refrag of Jaeger onto Kroala. Now the Capital is off the board, and that's a whole lot of utility. That's a loss of 2 smoke grenades as well as any fire asphyxiation bolts that could have removed any deep players sitting on site.
Oh, what an angle from Send Help is going to pick up Andrew Ryan all the way outside, hitting through the doorway, double doorway, and behind the desk. Definitely impressive shot there. Bobby Ross is going to free roam to take out those bandit shock wires, and they're just going to let Sweet Fan open up whatever walls they want because that's what they can do now. Minute 15 left in the round. It's only up to Lil Doki and Bungo to hold it down for NC State.
Here, Bungo will go ahead and take some pock shots over the shield, however, will be forced to retreat after a grenade goes ahead and flies in and removes that very helpful piece of metal that he was hiding behind. Bobby Ross will go ahead and get his second kill of the round onto Bungo. Now a 1v4 situation here. We'll go ahead and take out Bobby Ross, pushing 90. And now Frost, with this beautiful black ice camo, is still trying his best to get this round out. The diffuser is now getting planted in by Maverick. Doki will go ahead and take out Sweet Fan and take out another one as Doki is going on an absolute bloodlust. Now in a 1v1 situation here, Send Help does have the health advantage as well as the time here. There's not a whole lot of intel as Send Help does just go ahead and get Doki miss-peeking and will ruin any dreams of that possible clip that Doki was going for.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Doki, but winning the 1v4, definitely impressive. Saw some really great kills, actually. It's just unfortunate that they didn't have the information needed to figure out where the last UNC attacker was in Aviators. And with that, it's only a 1 round difference as we're going to go back to Aviator games. Very close round, but, UNC opening up with 2 quick picks, one on site and one roaming, definitely hindered NC State's ability to defend that site efficiently.
Yeah, and UNC was really good in setting up their refrag potential. They were going as a pack and really working well as a team whenever there was any rumor of NC State. Even if they got the pick, it was usually a trade. And when you're setting up your trades efficiently and you know exactly where you want your utility to be used, it does set up a good attack and very strong presence when you take site and get that diffuser down.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to be looking to pick up another round when here. Putting them at 4-4 would be definitely advantageous to them. Having a nice little comfort of not being behind at all in a round. We are going to see the Echo come out and the Valkyrie. A lot of intel here. Combine that with Taco's Mozzie Pest, and that's a lot of intel you have if you take control of 2 or 3 drones from UNC. However, UNC is going to have the IQ. Bobby Ross running that again could definitely put a lot of pressure on those operators and keeping their utilities safe.
Yeah, and I think the better addition is the use of there are 3 nitro cells on the board with Bandit, Mozzie, and Valkyrie each having one. When you put those into maybe a stolen cam, or stolen drone, pardon me, or a Valkyrie cam, if you still have that first floor control, you can go ahead and use your little brick of Bam Bam and go ahead and nuke the floor out from underneath any unsuspecting attackers.
And I mean, we are going to see uh, a good fight for first floor because, as you said, they're going to want to get the C4s from below. But UNC is going to want to not only control that main stairwell, but they're going to want to control the first floor enough so that Bobby Ross can take out those bandit shock wires on those walls and study so that Sweet Fan can open up those walls and give them sight lines from the west balcony. But they're going to have to deal with a lot here as there are some just random windows being opened by NC State.
Yeah, it does seem that Andrew Ryan did go ahead and open up that pane of glass to try to get that extra sound propagation in, trying to alert him of possibly if an attacker is going to use that pretty uncommon repel. Over here, Bobby Ross, in conjunction with Koala, is taking first floor control. I don't know exactly where the roamers are in this instance, however, IQ does want to go ahead and use her gadget down below. Here, Bungo is sitting up at the top of main stairs, waiting for any attackers to come in during main coming into main doors, probably to get the jump on him here. However, Sweetfan is going to go ahead and be peeking out of into study. And there's not been a whole lot of anything going on this round, as everybody is sort of setting themselves up, as the IQ is going to be going ahead and using some utility. Now we will see how the rest of the round goes down.
Koala is going to be taking down by Bungo, getting a nice opening pick for NC State, putting down the Capital. It's a lot of utility lost. I believe they still have Doki all the way over by Master Area. Is going to be able to come for a late flank, as I don't think Sweet Fan is going to be able to do too much besides open that up. But with that angle pinned down, they're going to have to be very careful from Doki.
Yeah, and Boofy actually has not been able to go ahead and get inside on a roam clear to properly use those track stingers. However, there will be some shots going in from Doki. Will go ahead and take the long fight onto the three-armored attacker of Gridlock. Now that those extra smokes are off the board in a 3v5 situation, 27 seconds left on the clock. It's not looking too good, as now Bungo will go ahead and peek out and take Bobby Ross here. The Echo drones are going to go and disorient this Habana, and unfortunately will not actually be able to take him out with some mixed shots. Bungo's just going absolutely crazy with the triple kill, and Andrew Ryan will ice out the round. That is flawless for NCSU BT.
Definitely a stark difference from the round we just saw, where UNC came out very strong, taking out a roamer and an anchor right off the bat, about less than a minute into the round. But here we saw a perfect round from NC State. Definitely big props to Doki, did a lot in terms of holding that angle from Master Bedroom. Not only getting one kill, but when you hold that angle and you're still alive, you're putting a lot of pressure on that study window, and that prevents UNC from really doing too much with it. And we saw it there that once their teammate got down, they never went back to it because they knew Doki was still watching that.
Yeah, and so what really happened in that is, as soon as Doki took off Boofy, he was sort of holding that study window into Classical Hall. And as soon as that happened, it sort of set off the whole chain reaction, as the bandit was just able to go ahead and start getting really aggressive on that shield, push up Classical Hall, and take out all of the attackers that were piled up inside a study.
Definitely a pretty ideal round from NC State. We're going to see how they defend Trophy Statue. We have not seen them go to the site tonight. Third round of the half, round 9. NC State just needs one round win to secure at least the tie for this map. And it is their map, so UNC tying up against NC State on NC State's map would be very advantageous to them. But, as we have said repeatedly, NC State needs this win if they want to get into playoffs.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about this round will be actually Bobby Ross opting to take the knock. That is not an operator we see most likely. However, I am just going to go ahead and predict a quick, easy study stairs rush. So maybe, or Astro, pardon me, might go ahead and be able to use her cloak to not be detected by any cameras and just run straight up into sight without being detected.
Yeah, I mean, especially because you have Mozzie, you have Valkyrie, and those are operators that you pretty much can only deal with by either using IQ or using Nook, and that is definitely what they're doing here. Taking away the IQ for the Nook is definitely an interesting play, but as you said, if they're going for that rush, that can definitely be what they're going for here. It looks like we are going to see a little bit of Skylight play, possibly Yep, they're aiming at the sun, so Bobby Ross is going to try that frag angle that we see a lot of players use here.
Yeah, that's definitely something we haven't been able to see since this new patch has come out. Nock has actually gotten some frag grenades added to her utility kit, which is definitely exactly what Bobby Ross wanted to do. Thankfully, Leary will go ahead and come back into this round. He will not be able to be alive again, but there will not be a rehost, stopping any momentum that these teams might have. Brawl is going to go ahead and go below and use the Buckmaster key to sort of take away any hard ground that these defenders might be staying on. However, Doki will go ahead and get a little bit aggressive and take out Boofy on the gridlock. Now, there's not any flank denial on the board anymore. However, one set of track stingers did get moved down. However, she will just go ahead and vault over on top of these memorial statues, almost like these boxes, trying to get a little bit creative. Will be shooting out at one attacker over Bobby Ross. Will be pushing up and taking out Andrew Ryan.
Yeah, Doki is going to take a lot of damage there with that little fight into kitchen, but they still have the slight advantage here of the fact that they have some utility on site, but UNC is going to be up two operators as Sweet Fan takes out Bungo. Sweet Fan low on HP themselves, but is holding on for dear life. They're going to have to check for Frostmats going into that room, but they have control of it. There's really no one to say otherwise, as Frola pretty much sits on the first floor uncontested.
Yeah, and Doki actually will be really close to the knock. However, they don't seem to know the Nitro Cell will go ahead and blow open the wall. However, he does lack the critical information as Bobby Ross goes ahead and uses that hole to his own advantage. Now, Taco is left in a 1v4 situation. There's 30 seconds left on the board, and he does go ahead and spot out the Maverick, dropping the diffuser onto the ground. However, there is an operator real close as Sweet Fan does go ahead and get the refrag and take an attacking round into the hands of Chapel Hill.
Yeah, and that is 5-5 for the round score. 5-4. Sorry, I can not do math. But that is still a very close game. As we're gonna go back to trophy statuary. NC State not wanting to go down to that first floor quite yet. They're gonna have Aviator games unlocked for them no matter what, but they need to win this round if they want to secure at least the tie.
Yeah, and being able to win Trophy Statue here does, as you just say, unlocks Aviator Games for one more chance. So hopefully, if they go ahead and get this round, they'll have secured at least a tie, and they can maybe use their momentum to swing themselves into getting the seventh round that they so covet.
Yeah, I mean, tying your map isn't very ideal, but it's better than losing. We are going to see some six pick action come here as Bobby Ross is going to six pick onto knock from the Twitch, and Lil Doki's hovering around. Is going to six pick from Valkyrie to Valkyrie. Such a high IQ play. I can't even comprehend that one.
Yeah, or maybe trying to bring this Valk to sort of force the IQ pick. However, in this instance, Doki has been really strong on the IQ, and the extra intel has been quite beneficial for these NCSU defenders.
Yeah, and the IQ is now going to be brought out, and that's going to be helpful because that's going to help them take out pretty much every single gadget employed by NC State University. And if Chapel Hill can get on the first floor, take control of kitchen, then they can have an even stronger game than they did on the last round. 6 seconds left in prep phase. We're about to get into round 10, and I'm excited to see how this IQ pick and knock combined are going to let UNC just, hopefully for them, steamroll through this defense.
Yeah, and the using this in conjunction with the double hard breach is going to allow a whole lot of breaching to go in, a lot of extra lines of sight when you have this Maverick possibly map tricking the wall in conjunction with Sweet Fan, using those X Cairo spinning fidget spinners that sort of blow up any hard reinforcements here. Send Help will go ahead and do some drone work into bathroom, possibly. Yes, he's going to try to find out if anybody's playing a cheeky close angle inside of closet. Using the drone hole here right now, however, it is Mozzie Pest. Sweet Fan is running into some similar issues as Leary is going to go ahead and rotate into bathroom, holding a pre-placed sort of shotgun hole that he created himself Maybe going to find an unsuspecting attacker leaping straight into his arms and straight into the scope of his TCSG.
Yeah, now we're 1 minute into the round. Not too much has happened. We see UNC trying to take control of whatever they can first floor. They're running into a lot of problems on this master bedroom due to that Mozzie drone blocking off their push in there, but they are going to be able to drone out bathroom. And Larry is going to get spotted, but has a pretty strong angle. Looks like Doki is going to be looking to run out from the art studio. Not going to quite do it yet, as UNC is getting some drones in, and looks like Brawla has control of Kitchen.
Yeah, and that was definitely a scary position here with Knock being on this suppressed shotgun can cause a lot of damage if she's able to sneak through and get a lot close. And another dangerous situation is IQ being below. Unfortunately, the shotgun will go ahead and fall as Bobby Ross is going to be taken out by Andrew Ryan. However, the IQ being below can spell trouble for Bungo if he's caught on his cams. Right here, Taco will go ahead and take out Koala. That is the IQ off the board from beneath, and now there is a nitro cell waiting for these attackers. Possibly, if they go inside of Kitchen, Leary will go ahead and take some peeks and will get some damage for his efforts here. Using the TCSG with only 3 bullets remaining is sort of a scary situation. He's going to go ahead and hold a bit more passive of an angle now. Sweet Fan is knowing that there is 30 seconds left on and they have to get some sort of map control. The wall is still electrified, so he might as well take some damage as he pushes in.
Yeah, and Boofing is going to take out Lurie, putting it a little better of a position for UNC. They're going to have to push in more as Sweet Fan takes out Bungo. It's now 3v3 with 15 seconds left. Looks like the diffuser is about to go down as Boofy takes out Taco. However, Andrew Ryan is going to get the double kill on a Sweet Fan and send help, putting it back in favor of NC State. 5 seconds left, and Andrew Ryan gets the triple kill onto Boofy, sorry, giving them their 6th round win, the special number that they wanted to get.
Yeah, I actually believe that was a 4K from Andrew Ryan. Really coming in clutch and just removing everybody off the board as they had to push into sight. He knew exactly how to play his angles and really used the benefit of having that 416 carbine on Jaeger to absolutely shred anyone in his path.
Yeah, and unfortunately for UNC, the most they can do is tie this map up 6-6. However, tying on the opponent's map would not be the worst thing they could do. NC State wants to get this last round win. If they get this, they have so much closer to getting in playoffs. They are 3rd in their division. UNC currently sitting at 5th. Both of them doing fairly well this match. I'm excited. We have a lot of high kills from a lot of players too.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting adjustment for these attackers as Boofy will be switching off of the gridlock onto the Nomad, sort of creating a more very hardcore anti-roam sort of flank watch. As soon as you hit one of those air jabs, is the only thing you can hear, and you can just be blasted back through a wall onto a wall. You're sort of set in a little bit of a vulnerable state if you're trying to get up behind these UNC attackers.
Yeah, they do not have a Valkyrie this time. Lil Doki is actually going to go for the Rook. And Leary's going to pick up the Warden. Definitely interesting strategies. We haven't seen UNC rely too much on their smoke gameplay for the plant. The last round that they won, they really relied more on getting the kills and setting up positions than getting a quick smoke plant. So that's definitely going to be an interesting pick. However, it's going to be useful against some flashes. Boofy picking up the Nomad, going to be up against some roamers, but looking at the lineup for NC State, it looks like they could just turtle second floor a lot heavier than they have in previous rounds.
Yeah, it definitely looks like an adjustment, sort of a pocket strat for NCSU. However, I do think when we have said that there hasn't been a whole lot of smoke utility, unfortunately, Koala has been off the board most of the time when the execute does come in. So maybe we will see a little bit of a different approach if he is still alive come plant time.
Yeah, and he's going to want to save that utility as long as he can, because going against that Warden is going to be difficult enough with the smokes, but having the Incendiary to back it up will definitely help. It looks like they already have some decent control of base first floor, as Bobby Ross is currently hanging out downstairs, but Bungo is going to be there too.
Leary's definitely getting a little bit aggressive on this hash play. Hearing the players down beneath over Bobby Ross will go ahead and use that 552 commando to rip off the head of Leary. Now the Warden is off the board. Bobby Ross can now have free reign of bottom floor. Went ahead and removed some of those bandit batteries. That's allowing Sweet Fan to use these X Kairoses to possibly flush out any players playing inside of the B bomb site. Now we will see Krawala using that utility that we talked about earlier. These asphyxiation bolts are going to go ahead and cut any rotate here as Andrew Ryan does go ahead and take out and retake here. However, Koala will go ahead and instantly refrag that out. Now Bungo will go ahead and take out Send Help. Now it's a 3v2 situation. Bungo is on a little bit less of HP. However, Koala will just go ahead and run straight in and get the headshot onto Taco. Bungo now about 30 HP here is taking some pop shots in at Sweet Fan. It is in quite an intense duel here. And now the diffuser actually is down outside and he's left to his pistol. But Bungo will not have the chops to finish out the round. As Sweet Fan will go ahead and just take a nice easy reload and take the round for UNC.
Yeah, and that very intense round there. A lot of kills happening in a short amount of time. And Chapel Hill has actually a decent chance here to tie up NC State's map, and that's exactly what they're going to want to do. However, we're going to go to Aviator Games. It's a 50% win rate for NC State here for both teams, actually. That's just how, statistics work. But they're going to rely on a lot of pocket strategies. We saw both teams really pick operators they hadn't before, and it looks like Boofy's going to stick with the Nomad. However, Lil Doki's going to revert back to the Valkyrie. Leary's still opting to pick up the Warden.
Yeah, and this actually will be the final round of Villa here. Now, I'm at the edge of my seat personally, as this can go either one of two ways. It can be a win for NCSU or a tie, which definitely isn't the most unfair result of this map, as both teams are playing very well. However, it does seem NCSU is a little bit more top heavy, as Andrew Ryan and Taco are really having great games. However, it is a bit more spread out with kills wise on the Chapel Hill side.
Yeah, this is going to be all for nothing. Looks like Taco is already down a little bit of HP. Not sure exactly what that was from. Possibly an impact or maybe someone throwing a piece of utility. But, not going to really make that much of a difference. You're going to be reinforcing into study your classic hold. And I don't see too much different here than what NC State has been doing this whole time. Really what UNC is going to want to do is keep their Capital alive for as long as possible, along with that IQ played by Bobby Ross, to take out as much utility and get that smoke plant down as quick as they can.
Yeah, and that's definitely the story of what we've seen this map, is whoever is able to either get rid of the utility or keep the utility. If the defenders are able to take out that IQ fast enough and still have the utility at the end of the round, that's usually what has gone into their favor. However, if the IQ has been able to stay on the board and really get her role completed, that's when we have seen attackers take rounds.
Yeah, and we saw a little spawn peek action from Taco. Taco and Sweet Fan knocking each other down to about 60-ish health. Pretty low. We did see that Doki threw a camera near that art study area, so they're going to have to watch out on the attack. From that extra intel, they probably not quite sure if it's there. They do have Bobby Ross. If they are there, they're going to be able to take that out. But with 50 seconds into the round, besides that initial spawn peak, not too much has happened in terms of kills.
Now, with that intel, it does seem Bobby Ross is about to take out some cameras and take out some utility here from beneath in piano. However, Doki doesn't really want that to happen, as it does seem like he's going to go ahead and start his late flank in from the basement. Sweet Fan will go ahead and rappel up and use the timing that he does have from Bobby Ross. The utility is gone, so now he can breach. However, Taka will go ahead and get this beautiful band or K juggling to deny any breach here, as now Bobby Ross does go ahead and shoot it again. However, Koala will go ahead and get a little bit aggressive and swing in and take out Leary. Taka will be unsuccessful in the timing. I do believe that actually Bobby Ross did just shoot it from the floor again. Boofy will go ahead and take out an air jab and shoot it onto Nomad or onto Study Door to block any sort of retake flank situation.
And in the meantime, we did see Andrew Ryan get the refrag, taking out the Capital. Bobby Ross is really close, gonna expose themselves with a little bit of silence gunshots, but I don't think Bungo's gonna quite notice and is gonna notice, but is not gonna be able to convert as Bungo is gonna be taken down by Bobby Ross. And UNC looks like they have a chance here to tie up this map. However, there's only 40 seconds left in the round. Bobby Ross is gonna get the double kill onto the Lil Doki though, as Taka responds by taking out Send Help. It's coming down to the wire.
Yeah, it's definitely down the wire indeed. There's 30 seconds left on the board, and Chapel Hill does go ahead and pick up the diffuser here, as now Taka will go down to the Habana of Sweet Fan. The diffuser is going down here, as Andrew Ryan is going to get aggressive and actually get a triple kill. Stop the diffuser.
Oh,
Bobby Ross will get the instant refrag out to tie this map up. Really unfortunate play.
very, very close game. So close. We ended up with a tie there. Andrew Ryan getting the triple kill in the last round, but UNC set up a very nice crossfire, able to take them out. Definitely high kills. Looks like Andrew Ryan had, I believe that's 18 kills. That is a very high amount. Very good showing, especially from a lot of other players. We had, I believe, 3 or 4 other players in the double-digit kill range. Extremely frag heavy game, and there's going to be more to come.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break to let us casters go ahead and rest our voices, as well as any players take care of any business that they need. And when we come back, we will be seeing Consulate played. So we'll be right back.
Back, everybody. We are on the second half of our Week 6 Monday night matchup. We have University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill versus North Carolina State University White. And we have a pretty interesting matchup. If you just watched us or if you missed us, we had NC State's map pick on Villa with UNC managing to come away with a tie. Now we're going on map 2, which is Consulate UNC's map pick with them defending first. Let's see what the bans are. I'm kind of excited for this, especially after what we saw on the previous site.
Yeah, it was definitely very exciting rounds that we saw. There was beautiful clutches, lots of triple kills, and a whole lot of action we saw in Villa. And hopefully that will carry over as we go on to Consulate. And now UNC Chapel Hill will be taking the first attacking ban, and we will see that be Thatcher once again.
Yeah, and I we see Thatcher banned a lot here, CEA, and I'm excited to also see what NC State bans. I think the attacking bans, especially on console, are very interesting because you see a lot of teams really just ban towards defense on this map, and instead we're going to see a repeat of the attack bans we saw from Villa, rid of Thatcher and Jackal banned both by the same teams as previous.
Yeah, and it is also lining up as both teams are starting on the same side that we saw last time. So now NCSU will be banning off the first defender, and that will be Valkyrie, which was an operator that they played masterfully. However, Valkyrie is a very strong operator on Consulate, being able to throw those cameras outside and get a whole lot of intel for the defenders.
Yeah, definitely. And on the last map we also saw Mirror Band, but besides that, we saw UNC come out a little bit short on the defense and then really pick it up on the attack. Actually, we saw both teams go 4-2 on attack on each side. And if UNC can come out with a good amount of round wins on defense here, as it is their map of Consulate, we could definitely see them maybe walk away here for with a partial win, and that would be very devastating to NC State's playoff maneuvers.
Yeah, and Chapel Hill still is an opportunity if their cards do line up. They still can make playoffs here, getting a partial win, which they're already locked out of a full win because of the tie. However, the biggest instance in that will be blocking any points for NCSU. And that will probably be the biggest decider as NCSU is a little bit ahead of the standings right now. Going into after this week will be the final week. But now the action will go ahead and start out on Consulate.
Yeah, and I can already tell this is going to be a very exciting match. We have some similar lineups. We are going to see NC State pick up a Nomad. That's an operator we really didn't see them play too much. It was more of UNC playing that, but we do have Bobby Ross on the dock, which also wasn't picked terribly often on the previous map. And that ACOG's definitely going to help, especially as they're going to have a lot of windows to peek from if they choose to go for a spawn peek or an early frag.
Yeah, and definitely there is not going to be as much roaming in this instance. However, Koala has gone ahead and picked the Vigil, who can go ahead and use that cloak and get into really sneaky positions as he cannot be seen by drones.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to opt to sit in admin office. Maybe get a quick early peek. Actually, he's already going to see a lot of shots coming through. Gonna take some pot shots out of admin, but not gonna land any. Gonna fall back. We have Novus, the sub, coming in for Boofy for UNC. Kind of chilling on exit stairs, looking towards the skylight. Not finding anything quite yet.
Yeah, it's definitely an aggressive setup on yellow. Most Jaegers will really like to over peek and sort of catch any attackers that are sitting up on the skylight by surprise. However, it does seem as if NCSU is setting up for more of a traditional admin take, as Andrew Ryan is going to go ahead and just sit on top of this window and try to cut as many rotates here. Bungo has gone ahead and used some air jabs, as we can see on the utility usage that he only has one left, which means that two are gone. That's the beauty of the new overlay, as Doki will go ahead and enter in and take out the Vigil of Koala.
Definitely a nice start. Taking out the roamer. It seems like NC State was finally able to convert on a kill. We saw probably 2 or 3 times on the observer cam that They just saw feet, and then that's all they saw. Bungo, however, it's going to get in a little bit of a firefight with Bobby Ross. Going to stem themselves all the way back to full health and going to try to peek again. Definitely a very interesting angle for both these players. Either could walk away with the kill here.
Yeah, and now we're seeing Sweetfan go ahead and rotate onto these Vista stairs, going to try to get some sort of flank going. And now the Nomad being on onto CEO Windows, Taco actually will go ahead and make me eat those words as he removes Sweetfan out of this round. Bobby Ross will get aggressive and go ahead and take out Bungo as Andrew Ryan takes some shots and removes the top yellow player that we saw of Novice. Now we are seeing Leary go ahead and get this diffuser down, and now in a 2v4 situation, the retake is evident as Bobby Ross goes ahead and takes that little bit of health away from Leary that will finish him out. Now 30 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a hard mountain for these UNC defenders to overcome.
Yeah, and Sindhelp is actually going to take out Taco. There's still one on the exterior balcony outside of theater. Sindhelp is looking towards exit stairs. Not sure if there's anyone there. They are going to deal with Andrew Ryan and Lil Doki. They're running out of time. They only have less than 3 seconds to start defusing, and they are going to go for it. But Andrew Ryan is going to get the double kill onto Sindhelp and Bobby Ross, getting NC State their first round win, winning their attack against UNC on console meeting second floor.
Yeah, that's definitely the patience that we like to see from very smart players as you're going into higher level play that we're seeing executed, as both these teams definitely do know what they're doing. We are seeing the continuation of Andrew Ryan's reign of terror coming in from last game. He goes ahead and starts off in a strong position of 3 kills with no deaths.
Yeah, breaking the 20 kill mark for the night, ending last match with 18 kills, already picking up 3 the first round. That's 21 overall. For those of you who do not want to do the math at home, and we are going to go back to console office meeting room on that second floor site. We are going to see a smoke come out this time. Sindhelp is going to go back onto the Goyo, and Lil Doki's going to go back to that fuse. Probably the only fuse player I've really seen this entire season.
Actually, the main fuse players that come to my mind is I've actually seen Akron use it quite a few times on Bank. However, Lil Doki most likely was predicting, again, like he said last time, a change of sight to maybe a bottom floor where fuse would be a little bit more useful. However, the AK-12 still is a really strong rifle, and you can possibly still use some of this window play. Maybe get some sneaky destruction of any gadgets lingering beneath windows with those fuse pucks flying around.
Yeah, and I mean, that's also going to let them clear out Jaeger's ADSs and allow Taco to use Zophia's lifeline to really use those impacts and concussion grenades to the best of their ability. We are going to see Goyo put the shields down in pretty common spots. However, not too much different from the last time. I really want to see how they adapt.
Yeah, and we actually are seeing these Goyo shields be placed in some really common in Projector. They were plant spots, which means that any anchors can just go ahead and blow out that shield and remove any ability to plant in the sort of safe spots of sight. However, there also is a few Goyo shields sitting in choke points, which are those high traffic areas that these defenders know the attackers will have to go through. And as soon as you pop that Vulcan shield, that burns about 10 seconds off the clock, which is a very valuable resource. Yeah, and definitely we're also seeing the exact placement of the shield, sort of blocking off a more like a 60-40 split of the doors, and that's allowing these attackers to not be able to run around them. They gotta fall straight over them and put themselves into those vulnerable frames. However, Taco will go ahead and just enter in and take away Novice once again, getting a little bit too aggressive over in copy.
Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate as their Vigil's down very early. Speaking of that, Bungo's also going to take out Bobby Ross. That dock utility is going to be down. Already taking out cameras. Leary is going to push in, is going to see the smoke, not going to get it. However, Leary is going to take out Sweetfan with the Goyo shield. Bungo's going to take out Sindhelp. It's all up to Koala. Bungo hanging on that window. A lot of stuff just happened. 5 deaths. And speaking of that, Andrew Ryan is going to pick up another kill, winning NC State their second round and very quickly at that.
Yeah, and Andrew Ryan, like we said again, he's just making this game his own. He's really feeling himself, swinging in these gunfights with IQ and using that LMG to full force. However, I think the most interesting thing was seeing Leary get really aggressive with that Habana, make a really worthwhile trade as he pushed the long desk wall into projector and took that smoke out with his own shield he was playing.
Yeah, it's definitely a very good use by the attackers of uh playing around that utility. They are going to come away with the dub. They're going to have to attack Cafeteria Garage. Is what UNC feels like they have a shot at.
Yeah, and now the fuse pick is making a little bit more sense. They're not going to try to hide it with a bit of a six pick. But however, speaking of six picks, the Legion will go ahead and be gone in lieu of the Echo. Actually, maybe going to make me eat my words. Nope, he will go ahead and stick onto the Echo and have some extra utility for Koala to sort of sit back on site and maybe stop a plant as the
Attackers need to
round gets
locate
down
and
to its
defuse a
dying
bomb.
embers.
Yeah, and that Echo's going to prove very handy. And Sweet Fans ADSs are going to help a little bit, but Lil Doki's cluster charges are going to pretty much render a lot of those electro claws kind of useless, as once NC State gets control of piano, they can pretty much just place those cluster charges and those breach charges and then just shoot down and successfully open up that garage wall. They do have only Leary running the thermite, so they don't have a backup
Ten
if he is
seconds
taken
remaining.
down.
However, I think it is necessary for
5
us
seconds
to
left.
go ahead and comment on the fact that the interaction between Thermite and Cade is a
Attackers
little bit
expected to
more
locate a bomb and defuse it.
favoring the attackers as the Thermite charges do go ahead and blow up faster than the Electro Claws do deploy. However, if you had a Habana, it is possible to go ahead and juggle those Electro Claws and use the extra time that the X Kairos takes to blow up to go ahead and destroy them. Speaking of that, send help will go ahead and hear the sound cue and actually will not destroy the breaching charge. I believe Leary actually did go ahead and peek it up, being a smart thermite player, trying to bait out some extra utility for his attacking brethren to go upstairs and destroy.
And it looks like Sweet Fan is just starting to make some
Bomb
angles from
located
that
by
small
attacker.
office into the main garage. NC State has found the bomb, but that pest is going to get pretty close. Looks like they lost control of that drone. Larry peeking through the drone hole. They're going to have to rely on their teammates to go first floor, sorry. And, ooh, Novice is going to catch Bunko on the drone, taking out one of the players for NC State, but is going to be caught in a firefight on that yellow stairwell.
Yeah, now Doki is going to go ahead and push up long desk and try to get this pinch action in onto this Vigil, who now will go ahead and take out Taco in addition. Now the Sophia's off the board, and
Attackers
the
dropping
roam
into
game has
position.
definitely been really strong, and Sweet Fan will go ahead and spawn peek out and kill the Thermite. Now Doki will go ahead and refrag out Novice, finally ending his reign upstairs. Now in a 2v4 situation, Sweet Fan will go ahead and take out Doki, leaving it all up onto the shoulders of Andrew Ryan.
And Andrew Ryan definitely has the ability to win this 1v5, but with only a minute 20 left, you're going to have to run into this quick fire fight right here. It's going to peak a little bit low, but is actually going to be able to take out Sweet Fan despite having to readjust the aim. It's going to hop down, looking to pick up the diffuser, but minute is left on the clock, and that's a very difficult spot to pick up the
Attackers have
diffuser
recovered
from. A
their
lot of
diffuser.
angles for the defense to attack from. And speaking of that, we are going to see Send Help get a nice quick peek out, taking out Andrew Ryan, giving UNC their first defensive win for the map.
Yeah, and I think that round can definitely be attributed to the use of the Vigil. That was sort of it completely eliminated the drone work of the NCCU attackers as they were trying to do this full room clear up top. They didn't have the Jackal, which was banned away, so they just really had to rely on those drones really heavily. And Novice did sort of was able to maneuver himself around any pre-placed drones as well as those active ones. And once he took out the Nomad, there was not going to be any utility to stop the rest of his team from coming up and getting behind the unsuspecting attackers.
Yeah, and Novice started out a little slow the first two rounds, getting pretty much picked off, I believe, first each time by the roam clear and admin office, but definitely good showing from them, taking out the 2 kills on the NC State players and wasting a minute and a half off their clock. We're going to see some switch up from the teams as Maestro is going to see a little bit of play here And we are going to actually see Gridlock come out from old Doki. First time this map.
Yeah, and Lil Doki is going to be using that F90 bullpup rifle that actually is really underrated as an attacker weapon. It shoots really fast, has no recoil, and it hits like a truck.
Yeah, and I think Gridlock is a very strong pick for the site because if you really look at the site, until you introduce Oryx as a defender, you only have 3 ways to get on second floor. You have the exit stairwell, the yellow stairs by projector, and then you also have the spiral stairs by long desk, and that's exactly all Gridlock needs to pretty much cut off major rotations. And that can be pretty strong once you start getting control of that area. But I want to keep them alive for as long as possible. We are going to get right into action phase here. Looks like we're going to see a similar push from NC State that they've been running this entire night.
Yeah, they definitely want to try to take this admin control, as that's what their attacking perspective does hinge upon. However, Bungo will be taking over towards CEO side, as we saw again, putting down those nomad traps to project his runouts and trying to cut any rotation here. Now, as Novice is getting a little bit aggressive, saw a drone go out and put up his shield. He's playing really close underneath these windows. However, Bob Ross is being a little bit sneaky down in garage, trying to set himself up a run out. However, we'll go ahead and just quit out on that and rotate up Visa Stairs. Bungo was having none of it.
Yeah, the Novice is actually going to pick up Leary. Definitely another strong showing from the substitution. Taking out the Habana. That's a hard reach down, and that's going to put a big thorn in NC State's side.
Yeah, and also was Diffuser dropping all the way outside. However, will be recovered by, I believe, actually cannot see on the overlay exactly who it was, but now the attackers are going to have to go ahead and call a quick audible, as probably some calls in from Bungo were showing that maybe they should be taking yellow and CEO in lieu of this hard admin hold that we saw from Chapel Hill.
Taco is going to pick up Sweet Fan, however, in the meantime, but Send Help is going to respawn by taking out Andrew Ryan, but Taco is going to get the instantaneous refrag onto Send Help, and is also playing the diffuser. With only a minute 10 left, the C4 is going to go out, but it's a little too late. Bobby Ross takes out Taco, but diffuser is down. 40 seconds left for these defenders to take this for the win.
Bungo will go in and take out Novice, however, will be instantly traded out by Bobby Ross on here. Now, just a little Doki is left, however, he is sitting outside. There's 25 seconds left, and these attackers do have to get a little, or defenders, who are now technically attackers, I guess if you want to say, do have to get a little bit more aggressive, probably jump out of the room, or go ahead and cover up the player who's sticking it. However, Doki will go ahead and just take out Kerwala and swing on in and take out Bobby Ross, who was sort of in a situation where he had to stick it. It was really well played by Doki to be just patient enough and know when to take his gunfights.
Yeah, definitely very hectic round towards the end. Very nice showing from Lil Doki coming away with that clutch. Doing very well. It's coming back and forth. That was a very close round. Could have honestly gone either way, but we did see NC State come out on top. Currently 3-1 in their favor. And we're going to go back to console meeting. Looks like UNC doesn't want to touch first floor at all.
Yeah, definitely first floor is not the most strong site unless you're really comfortable in exactly how you want to play it. You can sort of use it as a surprise factor. However, if you sort of console office is the site that you need to win to have any feet to step on or any ground to stand on, pardon me, as you're defending. That's sort of your pivotal site that you need to win. That is the strongest site in most teams' opinions because of exactly like you said earlier with the 3 ways. There's only 3 ways that the attackers can come in. You can either sort of swing in on windows or go up the staircases. However, when you're going up spiral, you're really exposed from a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to cut off yellow. Swinging into sight makes a whole lot of noise, and there's a lot of hiding places in admin, as we saw last round, for a player such as a Vigil to just pop in and out of those cubicles.
Yeah, I really can't pin down exactly, for me at least, what UNC is doing incorrectly here. Or maybe it's not that they're doing it incorrectly. We saw that they were so close to winning the round. They had the 2v1 situation, but just couldn't overcome Lil Doki getting that double kill. NC State has won this site every single time we got into it this series tonight. And they're going to look for a fourth round win on the site. However, Leary is going to get a nice early pick onto Novice. Definitely a good showing from them, trading out that initial pick that Novice got onto Leary the previous round.
Yeah, and I think that that's definitely a little bit of a revenge feeling for Leary as he was taken out pretty early by the Vigil of Novice last round. However, he said this time, not again. So we'll go ahead and take out the player who was getting a little bit over aggressive and confident in his peaks. However, there will be another player in the form of Koala sitting in waiting inside copy using the intel from this Maestro cam, possibly swing and take out any unsuspecting attackers.
Leary is going to get the double on a Koala and also going to take down one of those Evil Eyes. Definitely good amount of utility taken over here by NC State. They're going to fire some pot shots, trying to peek out into long desk, not seeing anyone quite yet. But however, there's someone sitting, waiting near the spiral staircase. Bobby Ross is going to paint that picture very beautifully, taking out Leary, ending that double kill streak that they were on.
Yeah, definitely with Bobby Ross being the artist, he has mastered the art of the flank there, as he did play in and removed the only hard breach that NCSU had on their side. So now the smoke will be sort of safe behind his location, but Bungo does go ahead and
Oh,
swing in to get removed by the nitrocell of Bobby Ross. This time he will not be late on that, as Sweetfan does go ahead and take a really nice long shot of the SMG-11 onto Andrew Ryan. So now in a 2v2 situation, Sweetfan and Bobby Ross are both in precarious situations as Taco is trying to cut some rotations and Doki's throwing those big loud track stingers to cut any paths that the defenders have back to site.
yeah, I mean, with only 50 seconds left in the round, UNC still has time to get this as Taco takes down Sweet Fan. It's all up to Bobby Ross to win this round. Has a lot of shots left, but does not have a C4. However, it's going to take down Taco. It's just down to Taco versus Doki. Doki's kind of chilling towards long desk. Is going to pick up the, not going to pick up the diffuser. Instead, going to peek in and get taken down by Bobby Ross. Beautiful picture from UNC coming out right there.
Yeah, that's definitely exactly what you want to see as a UNC fan. You're going to see Bobby Ross just sort of make the entire map his. He popped in and out, took out the hard breach, went ahead and threw a C4 to take out the swinging in Nomad, as well as get that 2v1 clutch by coming all the way up Visa Stairs.
Yeah, that's going to be exactly what UNC needed. They're going to go back to Cafe Garage, which they won last time. And if they can grab this win, they're going to end the half tied. And that's a good spot to be. They have a decent amount of kills on the board. They are going to pick up the Echo. And we are going to see the little Doki pick up the Blackbeard. That's the first time we've seen Blackbeard picked all night, I believe.
Yeah, and Blackbeard does have the Saran wrap, but as we say with the caster's curse, as soon as you start talking about something, the Blackbeard will be sixth picked out to the Twitch, which definitely has received a nerf to the F2, but it definitely is the very dangerous rifle in the right hands. Probably will be with Doki as he has been playing quite well in this series thus far.
Yeah, I mean, where we saw trouble with UNC last time, with NC State's attack against UNC, is Send Help, despite being a Kaid against a Thermite, did very well at holding down that garage wall, and that Twitch is going to be a direct attack against that. Instead of having to go up into piano, they're only going to have to use that shock drone and take out the Mozzie Pest and the Electric Claw. It could be a tall order depending on how UNC plays this, but it's definitely a very smart pick by Doki.
Yeah, in addition to the nerf to the F2, the Twitch drones themselves have actually been reworked a little bit as well. They've gotten a little bit more ammunition, however, they no longer do that 10 damage. Actually, we'll see Sweetfan going down on an aggressive spawn peak. He's down to somewhere, but Bobby Ross will be close to go ahead and try to pick them back up. But that is the momentum swing that NCSU definitely wants. Now, Sweetfan on the Jaeger, a deep roamer most likely will be on 20 HP instead of 100.
Oh, Andrew Ryan is actually going to take down Novice. Good start, and actually, Andrew Ryan is going to get another kill on the Sweep Fan. Definitely what you want to see. Getting the double kill, putting them at 7 kills for the map. Doing a very good showing here. Is going to use that breach charge. Has control of piano. That's all they need to start opening up this wall. Actually, I lied. They are going to get peeked from below. Send help doing very well at not letting anyone open that up.
Yeah, he's protecting his own claws. However, we did see Andrew Ryan just blatantly run in as fast as he could and take out some attackers. So now the rest of the team is up, or defenders, pardon me. However, the rest of the defenders are going to be sitting in on site, holding out any staircases that these attackers might go. However, Leary has done his job as a thermite and blown open the wall, adding another entry to site.
Yeah, and the drones not looking too good in terms of NC State. They only have 3 left on the board, not including the shock drone, so they're going to have to use that up here with only a minute and 20 seconds left. The ping is going to go out. They will know someone is on that exit stairway, but they're going to have to try to convert. Bobby Ross is in a position to do something, but Koala is taking a lot of shots.
Yeah, it's definitely taking a lot of damage now as Thermite does push in. However, Bobby Ross will go, but Bungo will go absolutely crazy and take 2 defenders out. Now, Bobby Ross is the only one left in a 2v1 situation after he takes out Taco. He's pushing down yellow stairs and is probably going to go right into the site of, actually does get to cross here. Now, he's in a really interesting situation where he's behind both attackers, but the bomb is down. He's trying a nitro cell yeet onto the Thermite, however, it will not connect. As more pop shots will go out, Bobby Ross does go ahead and take out Leary, sitting behind White Van. But with Bungo still left on, that is the triple or 4K for Bungo this round. He went absolutely crazy and defended that bomb with his ARX.
Yeah, and as if we're getting deja vu here, UNC started off on defense and went 2-4 to NC State, just like on Villa. But if it's anything like Villa, we're still in for a great match. So don't turn off the stream just yet. We got a lot more coming. We have Bobby Ross sitting at 11-4. Definitely a good showing, especially those last 2 rounds being put in the 1v some number less than 5 situation. And we are going to switch into the half here. What do you expect to see from both teams coming out right away?
You know, I think we're going to see some aggression on the side of NC State because they're going to try to keep their momentum swinging. I think Andrew Ryan's going to spawn peak, and that's just a little hot little gossip. That's my prediction here. I'm going to see a piano spawn peak. I'm just feeling it a little bit.
I mean, we definitely could. We are already seeing a little bit of a different lineup. We are going to see what Crawl is going to 6-pick onto, and they're actually going to take up the triple hard breach. They're going to be running the Thermite, the Habana, and the Maverick. Maverick is a pick we did not see NC State run in the previous half when they were on attack, and that could definitely be very advantageous as, unlike NC State, UNC isn't going to have to go all the way up into Piano Room or rely on Twitch drones. They can just open it up without any help.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that was in retaliation of the pick shown of Cade. Even if it was 6th picked off, the showing of Cade did allow UNC Chapel Hill to sort of read into the exact site that NC State was going to go. As soon as they saw that Cade pick, they're like, oh yes, this is basement. We need all the hard breach we can get to try to get this wall open as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and honestly, it just gives them more options. I mean, they are giving up some fragging power in terms of they're not able to take the Ash they originally hovered. They're not going to be able to take a Sledge or a Buck for that verticality, and we saw the opposite of a spawn peak. We're going to see Bobby Ross actually take down Andrew Ryan into the lobby, taking out one of the top frags for NC State. Definitely a good start for UNC.
You know, I have to say personally that I do feel as if my prediction was correct, because Andrew Ryan definitely was trying to spawn peek towards the front side of the building, not necessarily piano. However, it was unsuccessful, so maybe I'm a little bit galaxy brained tonight. But the wall with 40 seconds in is already opened for UNC Chapel Hill. Over Taka will be aggressive upstairs, taking out Sweet Fan all the way back by car, using the ACOG of the dock. Over Koala will have some vertical placement and take out Doki rotating through sight.
Yeah, it's definitely nice that they have that hatch open. That's going to give them pretty good control, considering how they actually have essentially total control of first floor. Using that bathroom hatch into garage is going to be very advantageous. However, Leary is going to be coming up spiral stairs, possibly trying to get the late flank. UNC's watching, but they're not finding anyone quite yet.
Yeah, and Leary will be opting to use that Bearing 9, which is a great close range weapon, and will most likely be meeting the Hibana soon. Actually, the Hibana will go upstairs, try to go for the kills over. Leary will be a little bit over aggressive in the peak, but be rewarded by removing some damage off of the Hibana. Now, there is a fight for the top floor still, as Taco is sitting comfy up in his CEO perch. Will go ahead and actually miss the shots onto Kroll as he gets a beautiful headshot from long range. Now, with a minute 9 seconds left, it's a 2v4 situation. However, the two ops that you would want to be alive in a 2v blank situations, being Echo and Maestro, is still advantageous for the NCSU defenders.
Yeah, UNC, however, is going to have control of everything but the site. They have the map control they need. They just need to convert on it. The plant is going down. The Yaokai going off a little too late as Leary does get down. It is all up to Bungo to try to go towards the diffuser as some of the attackers are still upstairs. We do have someone peeking from exit. Not going to be able to... I don't think Bungo knows that they're there. Novice is going to peek. Bungo does know as Bungo is going to get the kill. Going to get a 3v2. Is going to go for the run out. Actually going to convert. Picking up send help. It is now a 1v0 actually as Bob Ross picks up Bungo. Finishing out the first attack win for UNC.
Yeah, and Bobby Ross was able to time that entrance so perfectly because of Bungo's status as a detected defender outside. He sort of had the similar case of when you were interrogated by a Caviera. The icon was just above his head, displaying his location for any alive attacker to see, which is why Bobby Ross was just able to take his time, feel real comfortable, and line up his shot as easily as he wants. Speaking of Bobby Ross, he's going absolutely crazy this game, sitting at 13-4. So in this instance, with UNC losing 4 rounds, it does seem if Bobby Ross stays on the board that they will get the win.
Yeah, I mean, the last two defense rounds, we really saw Bobby Ross start to gain a lot of steam, and that momentum is really carried through the half. And it's still 6 picks phase, so Caster's Curse could come out here, but we're seeing Sweet Fan finally lock into Blackbeard as Larry picks up the castle, and that's actually a pretty common pick for console meeting second floor here in CEA. You see a lot of teams use castle to really change the flow of the second floor.
Yeah, you can sort of cut off any long lines of sight and minimize the impact of the windows. But in addition to this most recent patch, Leary has on the castle has been gifted the super shorty shotgun as a secondary, which sort of adds to Castle's kit and allows him to do even more redecoration in addition to his impact grenades.
Yeah, I mean, that shotgun is definitely going to help because Castle now has the ability to shape a lot of the walls alone and doesn't really have to rely just on the impacts for the rotation, and that lets you maybe go to a different gadget if you want to. We are going to see a pretty common bathroom hold here. It looks like the left side of that wall is going to be broken open with the castle barricade on the window. Definitely going to have someone sitting there in bathroom on that exit stairwell.
Yeah, and that rotate hold does allow a whole lot of flow into exactly where this defender can play. You can sort of use bathroom as a way to cut off any entrance of long desk if attackers push up or really deep, as well as be able to maybe go back down to yellow and use that soft wall to wallbang any of these CEO swingers here. But Leary will get aggressive and put down a really late castles onto admin window. However, he is unpunished by that.
Yeah, that definitely could have gone very bad. Losing the castle first off wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Speaking of that, send help is going to take out Leary as Larry gets a little too aggressive with that new shotgun coming in the patch that dropped early last week, but now it is now in the hands of UNC. They have some control of these windows. If they get this pick here, Novice could potentially give them control of admin.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Leary needed to be sent a little bit of help. He seemed a bit lost, but Little Doki will get really aggressive and have a beautiful shot in onto the upside down repelled novice. He is the mute, opting to use the MP5K, which is not really the most popular pick, but he will go ahead and use that shotgun, or not shotgun, SMG to take out two people and make admin his own home.
Yeah, already doing very good. Taco is going to be taken down by Send Help in the meantime, putting UNC back even in terms of operators. Send Help, no, sorry, Lil Doki might be looking for a run out here, but actually realizes that no one is on that window anymore. It's kind of a standoff right now as drones are going in. We saw that drone come in from the balcony right there. Send Help is currently outside of admin. They're just trying to line up their shots and get some momentum here.
You know, that we
Seeing
might see a really beautiful shot as Bungo's trying to line up his shot on the shield. However, Andrew Ryan is waiting patiently underneath the windows, waiting for these attackers to get a little bit impatient and try to push in on the windows. However, these defenders are using the time to their advantage and knowing that these attackers are going to have to run straight into their crosshairs.
Yeah, Andrew Ryan's in a very strong position here. Looks like we just saw that drone go in. They possibly know that Andrew Ryan is there. Yep, shots are going to be taken towards that doorway. Not confirming that they know the position, but could be as, yep, they know, but Andrew Ryan doesn't matter to him as he's going to take down Sin Help. But Sweet Fan's going to instantly respond, taking out Andrew Ryan. Lil Doki's going to take out Sweet Fan. The Sweet Fan takes out Andrew Ryan. Bobby Ross taking out Bungo. Lots of kills, but looks like we're in a 1v1 with Bobby Ross and Lil Doki here. Bobby Ross has to plant the diffuser. Timer is at 0, and it looks like Lil Doki might be able to walk away with the win and will get the first defensive win for NC State after very hectic last 30 seconds.
Yeah, it did seem as if Bob Ross did want to say he was KD just a little bit, because he did know as soon as that clock hits 0 and you're planting, you have to sit for that full 7 seconds where you're an absolute sitting duck. When you had a player like Little Doki heard the footsteps coming up, he was about to probably hit him with a quick little knife, but he goes, round was lost anyways. Let's make my KD look as good as possible.
Yeah, usually when it's a 1v1 and the timer hits 0 and you're starting to defuse, the only thing that can save you is if a defender is all the way across the map, which was not true in that case, or if you have a Claymore, which also was not there in that case. So, not much UNC could do. However, we are seeing a very similar position to last map. Sorry, we are pretty close. Still 4 potential rounds left to play. NC State is playing to guarantee the tie for the night, which is ideally what they want at least, so they don't get further away from playoffs.
Yeah, and basement was a site that we saw go into the favor of UNC Chapel Hill last time. But however, we will most likely see NCSU trying to tweak exactly what went wrong on their last time on this site.
Yeah, I mean, they are bringing pretty much a similar lineup. We are going to see, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the exact lineup we saw 2 rounds ago. And that worked out well for UNC. Not quite the same for NC State. So I'm excited to see here what their plans are. We did see Andrew Ryan get taken out pretty early in the previous hold here with a spawn peak. Looks like Taco could be taking that role. Yep, Taco is going to take some pot shots out. Not going to connect, but is going to continue peeking. Might be able to get a nice early pick here.
Yeah, now as one player's getting a little bit aggressive and gonna open up this main lobby door, Doki will go ahead and use the MP5K to remove Koala, which is one of the hard reaches here, as Taco also goes ahead and peeks out onto Novice. And now with Zofia and here, nope, little Bobby Ross is gonna end Doki's reign of terror here, and now the Rook is gone. Crab rave noise, please. But now after all of this craziness, it is down to a 4v3 situation with only 45 seconds gone in the round.
Yeah, but UNC still has all they need, though. They have the Maverick, they have the IQ, and they have Sweet Fan running the Thermite. Looks like we saw a little bit of an impact go off there. Sweet Fan is going to... C4, sorry. They're going to try to open this up as best they can. Send Help is going to try to locate that Electric Claw. while Bobby Ross is going to go back onto the roof.
Yeah, and they're gonna try to get any vertical control that they can. Over with a minute 40 left, it is gonna have to be quite hasted here. The extra crawl actually is just in the middle of the middle wall, being able to go ahead and zap all three here. Andrew Ryan is gonna push up a little bit more aggressive, try to maybe use any holes possible, knowing that Maverick lurks on the other side of this metal curtain in between them.
Yeah, and both teams are going to have to be very careful there. We are seeing Andrew Ryan ping out the Maverick. Oh, is going to get some shots, is going to down Sweet Fan. Sweet Fan is definitely going to be able to get picked up by Send Help if they play it correctly. Bobby Ross is going to use a quick breaching charge, going to take some shots, but is an Archives corridor. Going to be able to take some shots, is going to actually connect and take out Andrew Ryan. Is going to turn around and get Taco in return. Getting that triple kill, could get another one right here. End up with a quadra. Not quite though, but they are pushing in together. Is going to be taken out by Leary, unfortunately.
Yeah, Leary just went ahead and made him sit down in retaliation of his teammates going down. Now in a 2v2 situation, the attackers are locked out of sight with 20 seconds left on the board. Leary gets really aggressive and uses the Maverick holes against the Maverick. Send Help is gone now, and Sweet Fan is on very little health, which will play into the favor of the Maestro with those evil eyes lurking, but doesn't even get to that stage because Leary is all over the place, holding the angles with the powerful TCSG and just pumps one into the chest of the Thermite.
Yeah, with that, NC State is going to lock in at least a total tie for the night. They need one round to get a round win and get a point. And that's going to be pretty big for them. They're going to want that here. Bob Rosso running 17-5, not even getting a single assist, doing a ton of work for UNC. There are a lot of other high kill players on the board, though, so don't count them out. We are going to see Sindhelp pick up the glass. Already different lineups coming out here as we're going to go to lobby, press room, first floor.
Yeah, and this sort of does mirror the exact story that we saw on Villa. However, it's a little bit reversed. Last time, Andrew Ryan on the NCSU side was the one getting all the frags and sort of carrying his team. We saw more spread out, even kills onto the side of UNC. This time is the exact opposite. Bobby Ross has put the team into his backpack, and the Andrew Ryan has sort of relinquished a bit more control to the rest of his team and given them the opportunity to pad their stats.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting round. We have the Blackbeard, we have the Glaz, and we have Sophia, and that's a lot of fragging power. And if you center that all on the front door and you don't get spawn peeked or picked off from above, that's pretty dangerous to NC State. They are running double ACOG with Lil Doki and Taco running that MP5. Definitely going to be smart because they're going to need all the long sight ranges they can get. Lil Doki already setting up spawn peaks, opening up a bunch of windows, making it so that UNC doesn't quite know where that shot is going to be coming from.
Actually, will be a triple ACOG as the MP5K silenced on the Echo also does come with an ACOG. A little bit of pain for the gain here, as every single ACOG is getting a little bit aggressive and starting to hold these long lines of sights, hoping to watch some unsuspecting attackers go right onto that opened end triangle of the ACOG scope.
Yeah, and NC State is getting a little bit aggressive on those peaks, but they have a couple rounds to spare. They only have to win one out of the last three. We're going to see Sweet Fan peek in a piano room. Not going to find anyone quite yet, but we do have UNC making pretty good gains on the basement floor. And as I say that, Andrew Ryan is going to take out Bobby Ross. The IQ is down for the count.
And not only the IQ being down for the count, it is sort of almost the hard carry of UNC. However, Novice will go ahead and refrag out Andrew Ryan, who's been having him a heck of a game. Now back even on the scoreline, Leary is going to go ahead and be holding this yellow stairs push as Taco gets a little bit aggressive, but is going to be met by the Blackbeard of Sweet Fan. However, Leary will go ahead and peek out and miss the shots onto Zofia, but he won't miss a second time, taking off the head of Novice and going a little bit aggressive and jumping out onto the Blackbeard. And going absolutely crazy here as he does go ahead and get the down onto... Actually, Doki does steal the kill of Leary. onto the glass outside. Get a little good night and chat for the little bit of BM.
That was very, very risky, very strong run out though. Being the Echo running outside, not always the best idea, but coming away with 2 kills there or killing an assist, sorry, definitely could look. It looks like it might be lights out for UNC here. However, Koala is not out yet. Still a minute left. Does not have diffuser, but just needs to get 3 kills and secure their 4th win for the map.
Yeah, and some drone work going out to try to find anybody lurking close to bottom yellow stairs. He's going to try to drone away his entry because time is still on his side. A 3v1 is not a situation you want to be in, but when you can go ahead and pick up Diffuser and say good night to Leary with a quick peek onto the head of the Echo. Now we'll go ahead and opt to rotate through basement up to Spiral. Go ahead and try to remove the cam that's already gone, denying any intel of his exact location to any defenders who might be sitting there. 20 seconds left. Time is dwindling just a little bit, but still in a 2v1 situation. The defenders can just chill a little bit. Bungo is going to go ahead and take some peeks up top yellow and take away about half of the HP of the Habana, who now has A site control and will be opting to place the diffuser. Actually, will not be pushing through, but Doki will say good night to the rest of this round and take the entire map and a partial win for NCSU tonight.
Yeah, the GGs are going out in chat. Very, very good showing from both teams, especially Andrew Ryan and Bobby Ross getting very high kills throughout both maps. And to the rest of the teams, very close game, very exciting. We came away with a tie and a win for NC State, winning out on UNC's map of Consulate. I'm definitely very hyped. In a second, we'll get into our post game interview and we'll see who we're getting from NC State.
Yeah, we actually will be having Leary joining us tonight, which will be a treat as he is the IGL and a leader of NCSU.
And I think that that was a very, very good round and game and all. And with that, we're getting into our interview. Here is Leary from NC State. How is it going tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How are y'all?
Good.
Doing wonderful.
Yeah, so I'll start off here. First of all, congratulations on the win. How does that make you feel, especially pushing you a little bit closer to playoffs?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Beat the in-state rivals. Honestly, I'm just waiting for Wednesday. I can't wait to smash Udom.
Yeah, that'll be definitely a good game. And with the rivalry, with March Madness no longer a thing, this is the best UNC versus NC State game we're going to be able to see this month. Uh One thing I saw was you guys had a lot of fragging power coming through Andrew Ryan for out, definitely in the 20 something kill range. Uh, was that just a lot of him doing it alone, or how'd you guys support him once he got hot?
A lot of it's just he's entry. He's entering every single time. He's primary entry. So we send him, he goes and wins those 50-50s every time. So I don't know, we put him in a position to frag and he does his job. And it's mine and Buggo's job to support him.
Yeah, it's definitely something we saw as your team synergy did seem quite well today. But speaking of synergy, how were the comms when Doki stole your jump out triple kill?
Ah, not gonna lie, that was I could have done a little bit more there, but nah. It didn't really matter too much. Let's be real here. We we got a partial win, but I mean, a win's a win. We needed it, so it wasn't too important at the time. We just kind of focused on moving forward.
Yeah, so moving forward, I do believe you guys play Université de Montreal up in Canada this week. Isn't that on Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is the number one team in your division as you guys do go ahead and leapfrog over. Actually, no, you guys will be tied with Pennsylvania College of Technology. So now your last game does mean a lot. What do you guys sort of expecting as you go into your next game?
I mean, the entire season's built up to this, to be honest. I honestly am going to be expecting a lot, and I'm hoping that when the dust settles, we're in playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
Alrighty.
it definitely looks like you guys have a lot of preparation. Both, uh, especially your team and UNC are very good in terms of team synergy for what we see in open league. It looks like you guys work really well together, at least from what we see on the caster side and on a viewer side. What do you attribute that to in terms of like whether it's practices or just team bonding?
A lot of it's just chemistry. So for one, it's just me and Bungo work really well together, and to put Doki, Taco, and Andrew together, all three of them just feed off each other. Every single kill is just more and more in the fire.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
definitely a very good showing. CDAPS, do you have any more questions?
I don't have anything else.
All right. And with that, Larry, thank you for stopping by and answering some of our questions that we had after that partial win for you guys. Good luck on Wednesday in University de Montreal in that match. Definitely going to be very exciting. For those of you watching, be sure to tune in on Wednesday and see Leary and his team play against them. Tomorrow night, though, at 3 p.m., we have UFL versus OTU. Going to be a very good match. Be sure to tune in at 9 tomorrow night. And with that, be sure to catch a lot of games. We're nearing the end of the regular season, and be sure to subscribe to us and follow us on Twitter and on Twitch if you want to see a lot of great playoff matches coming up. CDAPS, do you have anything more to add?
Yeah, I would like to take this time right now to go ahead and thank our beautiful and wonderful sponsors. We have Rogue Energy, who is a good energy supplement company for all of us students who need that extra bit of caffeine kick. You can go ahead and use code CEA at checkout to get an additional 10% off. As well, if you need any computer parts or peripherals, you can go ahead and navigate over to corsair.com. They have joined us this season to help buffer up our prize pool and as well as give us some wonderful giveaways. In addition, there's also what's new.gg, who's a great apparel company that are really good at working with other college organizations to help get their merch out. And you didn't hear it from me, but there will be some CEA merch dropping soon. So keep your eyes out on that. So I've been CDAPS
I'm King of Dopenshire.
and like to wish you guys a good night. See you tomorrow.